Yeah, hi guys, Peter back for yet another video. This video is for Richard. Hi Richard out there. He requested one of those album battles where we talk a bit about a couple of albums. Could be same band or different band. And we just say what we feel is a superior album or the better album. So he requested this from 1969, the Rolling Stones' Let It Bleed, one of their iconic albums, versus 1971's Sticky Fingers. So virtually the next studio album after Let It Bleed is this one. And yeah, okay, so of course the Stones around this time had Mick Taylor in the band. It's considered their classic period. Yeah, these two albums, and Beggar's Banquet and Exile Main Street, and I reckon another couple albums as well are pretty good around that time. But we'll just talk about these two, and I'll come to what is my preferred album. Okay, we'll do the one that came out first, Let It Bleed. 9 tracks, very much an album of its time, those controversial times back in '69. Starts off with Give Me Shelter, which is considered an iconic Stones song. It's quite creepy and haunting. That's the part I like about it. I like the song, always like the song, but it's not, I don't like it like other people do, but I do like the song. But a lot of people consider it's their favourite Stone songs. I wouldn't go that far, but it's a good tune to open the album. It's got that great vocals from the female vocalist who escapes my, her name escapes me at the moment, but yeah, so it's quite atmospheric sort of tune, and it's got that a bit of that vibe, a bit of a late '60s vibe to it, but a good tune. And then we got Love in Vain, so their slow blues thing with pretty good vocal from Mick Jagger, very blues, melancholy, bluesy sound, which I quite like them doing that some of the time. That's a good tune. Country Honk, not so much. It's like a country take on Honky Tonk Women. I would have just preferred if they put Honky Tonk Women on here, but yeah, it fits in more of the album, so it's not a real standout for me. We got Live With Me. It's got a good rock vibe and typical Jagger vocal. So good sax playing in there as well. I like that song without being, I wouldn't say I love the song, but I do like the song. One song I do love is the title track, I would say. Let It Bleed is very good, very controversial lyrics, very acoustic driven. Pretty good vocal from Jagger. It's quite a good song. It's well put together. It's one of the standouts in my opinion on this album for me, the title track. I think it's a good tune. Midnight Rambler, good song. I prefer the live version on Get Your Ya-Ya's Out There. It's quite stretched out, quite on the bluesy hard rock vein. A good track without being one of my favourites again. I do like You Got the Silver though, with Keith on the vocals. Very heartfelt. It's not a real long track, but I find it one of the better ones on here. For me, You Got the Silver. Monkey Man's great with that opening, and it's a good rock song. It's one of the more catchy songs for me on the album. And the great You Can't Always Get What You Want, which is a great song. So for me, it's always been, a lot of people love it, it's always been a bit of a mixed bag album for me, like a bit peaks and valleys album. But as I said, I did like some of the tracks on here. So a good album, I would say. Yeah, it's a good album. Then we get the Sticky Fingers. Yeah, 1971, starts off with Brown Sugar. It was a big hit. Excuse me. A good song. I don't think it's my favourite, but I think it's a really good track. It's a good rock track. It's well done. Good vocals from Jagger. But I do love Sway. I think it's a very hard-hitting song. I like the great guitar work from Mick Taylor. I like the drum sound on it. I think it's very well produced. It's a catchy tune as well. It's just a bit hard hitting too, a little bit harder edge too, which I like. So that's a standard for me. It's always been one of my favourites. And then the acoustic wild horse, it's a beautiful track, nice vocal, country tinged acoustic song, I would say, you would call it, I guess. One of their best songs and one of their best from this album. Really top song, that one. Really good song. Can't See Me Knocking, good riff, stretched out musically. Some nice extended guitar pieces and sax on here. Does it go on a bit long? Possibly, but I always liked it. It's a good track. You Gotta Move is one of those slow bluesy type ones, which is probably the weakest song on here. It fits in okay with the album, but not one of my favourites. I love Bitch Star. It's a good rocking song. One of the better ones on here. It's a real good. They just rock out on it. Really well done by the Stones. I Got the Blues. A lot of people I heard aren't big on this. I really like. I reckon he's it's slowed down. It's got some good keyboards in it. I think he does a pretty good job on this vocal. I like his sound of his voice on this one. I Got the Blues. Always liked that one. One of my favourites. Sister Morphine. It's a bit up-tempo, but acoustic still. Controversial lyrics. Very drug-fueled lyrics. Really good song. Really like that one. A great finish, though, with Dead Flowers. Very country rock song with a bit of a, what do you call it? A little mock vocal from Mick Jagger, I think, on the vocals. It's a bit like him doing when he did Faraway Eyes. Put a bit on the vocal. I feel he puts a bit on, like the vocal. He does it, vocalize it a certain way. But it's a great song, Dead Flowers. It's very sing-song. It's very sing-along. It's easy to get into. And yeah, and probably could be in my top 1 or 2 Rolling Stones to end. Moonlight Mile, very heartfelt, very soaring some of the parts in it when he's singing it. And it's got orchestration on it too. And one of their best songs for me is Moonlight Mile. And this is a great album, a great early 70s Stones album. One of their best. It'd be my one or two for me in my rankings. That other famous album with Exile on Main Street, I think. But yeah, so there you go. You probably gathered what I'm going to go for the way I talked about the albums. But Richard, if you're asking me, and everyone else out there, if you're asking me what's better, I think this is a good album, but I think this is easily better for me anyhow. I just think it's just got more great moments for me, and it sounds like a great album with all the tunes it's got. It's really got some really good Stones tunes on here, and possibly, it'd be, if it's not my favourite, it'd be my second favourite ever out of all their album studio releases. And yes, I'm going to go for Sticky Fingers today, guys. But this is worth having, but I just think it's a bit some people's favourite Stones album. You like what you like, it's just subjective, it's all subjective. But I think it's a bit peaks and valleys for me. It's a bit, up and down, so to speak. But still, yeah, worth having, a good release. But got to go for Sticky Fingers in this situation. There you go, guys. Hope you like this video. Comment, subscribe, all those things. Excuse me. Talk about all things the Stones. A great band. They got that new album which is around. I haven't had done much listening to it at this point, but I'm more of an old Stones guy. But I'm glad they put something out. But you know what I mean. I'm more of a, they should. I'm glad they're releasing something, in other words. But I like their the 70s is very strong. I feel the 70s period for me is my preferred Stones listening. But yeah, so they had some great albums, and 60s had some great tracks in the 60s as well. there you go, guys. Comment all those, comment down below all those things. See you guys very soon. Bye for now. Bye.